So I think my passion for snowboarding began when I was
Oh my
probably like
fucking god!
I want to say 9 years old. I remember I was sitting there watching the Winter
He
X
got a different
Games,
haircut, and now he's on to
and
snowboarding. He got the hedgehog cut.
I was sitting there with my dad, and it was one of the last things he said to me before he died. And I was watching the Winter X Games
Mm-hmm.
with him on the couch,
Right.
and I saw a surfboarder.
Uh huh.
I
A
think his,
surfboarder?
I'm sorry, a snowboarder. I think his name was Brad McNulty. He was from Ireland or something like that,
Right.
and he hit a triple half wind pipe turbine, 360 corkscrew double spin,
Yeah, that's
and
not a thing.
I went. How would you know, idiot? I went. I went. Whoa! I went. I went. I literally said this as a child. I went. I will never be able to do anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad grabbed the remote. He turned off the TV. He said, "You look at me in the face." He said, "You look at me right fucking now." He looked. I'm sorry. He looked at me in the eyes, and he said, "You will soar higher than Brad McNulty ever has on that goddamn snowboard." That's what he said, straight in my face. And ever since then, I've kind of been obsessed with shredding the powder.
This is the first I've heard of it. And I've known you 11 years.
I'm kind of a powder hound, is what they call me.
You looked that up. You looked that approximately 30 minutes ago. Someone who loves snowboarding on Reddit. That's what you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, welcome back, guys, to another episode of Live.
I fucking hate you.
What? You don't like my Brad McNulty story?
You got a hedgehog cut, and then you're like, I'm shredding the gnar. I'm a snow hound. I'm a powder hound. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Why'd you sound like the Joker when you did that?
I did.
You see this powder? You know where I got it? No, but for real, I do want to try snowboarding. I think I'd be okay at it.
I've always wanted to snowboard. I've always wanted to snowboard and skate. I've always wanted to be that kind of person. I don't know if I haven't I don't know. Just now, recently, where we live, they came out with a really nice skate park. There hasn't just been many skate parks, and it hasn't been
No.
a easily accessible thing for me as a kid.
The last one that I remember was that park that's over in Homewood, and do you
Then
remember
they
it
tore
had
it down.
Yeah. Also, I don't know why I'm
Why?
remembering this. Did that park have a giant metal caterpillar that you could climb on? Am
I think
remembering
so.
that in my
No,
head?
no, I think you're right.
Yeah. So anyway, the whole snowboarding thing, I really would like to get into it. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Ever since the first Fantastic Four movie, when Johnny snowboards down the mountain,
Yeah.
and then he catches fire, and it's "Whoa,"
Yeah.
and the song that plays with it is really cool.
Yeah.
So I go online, right?
Right.
Because I'm a pretty big dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big guy.
You're large.
I'm a fat fuck. For those of you who don't know, if you can't tell, I'm a thick boy.
Yeah.
I'm about 6'8", on a good day.
Yeah.
Well, on most days. Daddy's pushing about 325 right now, probably 320. Daddy's sexy. I'm 320 pounds of twisted steel and sex appeal.
Pure meat.
Just meat.
Yeah.
So I go online to this website. It's called Curated.
Right.
This is not an ad.
Okay. It is though.
And I get on there and I log in. I do my email address, blah, blah, blah. And this guy comes up and he's like, "What's up, dude? My name's Shane." And I was like, "Hey, Shane." Because literally all I typed in was snowboards for tall guys.
What do you mean somebody came in?
No, listen. I typed in snowboards for tall guys.
Okay.
And then it clicked curated was the top result. I click on curated.
Okay.
And it was make an account. And I was like, oh, maybe it's wanting to send me stuff or I don't know.
Yeah.
It shoots me into a chat room with Shane.
Okay.
And I was like, "Hey, Shane." I thought it was an AI bot. I thought it was a bot at first.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Hey, man." He was like, "So what are you looking for?" And I was like, I'm just kind of like wanting to get into like snowboarding and just that kind of stuff, and just wanting to know
Right.
like what's the best snowboard for like a
Yeah.
tall guy. Like, I don't even know. Like,
Will I break the board?
Yeah, like will I break the board? Do I need a shorter one? Do I need a longer one? Is it like wood, fiberglass? Like, what am I working with here?
Yeah.
And he was like, well, how tall are you? And I told him, and he was like, whoa, that's crazy, man. And I was like, is this a real person?
It's probably a very advanced AI.
It's a real person.
Mm.
No, it is. I told him, like, he was like, what shoe size do you wear? How tall are you? How much do you weigh?
Some of them are good now, though, dude.
No, dude, this is a real guy.
It might have been a really good AI.
If it was AI, I'll be shocked because he started telling me about where him and his wife go snowboard.
Yeah, they're that good now.
I don't think.
They're pretty good
I've
now.
seen some good ones, but this was like, okay, it's a real guy.
My marriage counselor is an AI.
Your marriage bot is like, stab her.
Just like completely malfunctions.
Yeah. It's like, sorry about that, Braden. Have you guys tried communicating? Let's remember, when you're in an argument, it's not you versus her. It's both of you versus the problem.
Anyways, as you were saying.
Click, clack, bang, 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 eject, reload, click, clack, bang, 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 bang. Anyway, so Shane starts talking to me, and he like gives me all this information. He's like, yeah, you need a LibTech cold brew board. You need XMA metal bindings. You need these snow boots. You need all this
cold brew board.
That's what I said. It was just the design on it.
Oh.
I
was like,
it's a brew made.
The first thing he said is, you need a coffee maker.
I said, Shane, I want to shred powder. And he said, let me tell you about an espresso. First thing he said, I was like, is this an ad? And he goes, yeah, it is. He goes, this is the only way I make money.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's assume this is a real guy.
Right.
Are you telling me that Shane sits at his computer all day and just waits for dorks like me to come in and be like, I don't know what kind of snowboard I need? And then he just does, like,
I mean, I'm guessing. If it's I'll be shocked if it's a real person, but...
And then, here's the funniest thing.
Let's hear it.
I went and looked up best snowboard for big dude, and then I went to this thing.
Yeah.
Like, it was a website that wasn't curated.
Yeah.
The top 3 results for what I needed were what he suggested to me.
Interesting.
And I was like, wait. Does Shane actually know what he's talking about? Or did Shane just go, fuck, this guy's huge? I don't know.
Well, actually, I'm sorry. That actually makes it seem like it's more of an AI.
Yeah,
it just
it could
Google's,
be. If
Google
it is,
it.
that's hilarious.
No, dude, I'm not kidding. I don't know what I was on the other day, but there was an AI interacting with. I called. I think I told you about this. I called Apple.
Oh, you did tell me about this,
dude, and I was like, and they're like, it like knew how to respond to me. It had inflection. It didn't sound like a robot. And then I was like, this isn't a real person, because it would like, it would repeat stuff in the same exact way.
Yeah.
And I was like
same cadence.
Yeah, and I didn't respond for a while because I was really confused, and then repeated what it said, and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm not talking to a real person." It freaked me out.
You gotta say something to like throw them off. it's like my charging port doesn't work anymore, and it's like, Braden, I'm sorry. Let's see what we can do to fix that. And then you go, I'm gonna bomb the Capitol building, and it goes, let's see about connecting you to an agent.
It's just like,
it's an FBI agent.
Just gives up. It just gives up.
Yeah, it's like, I know AI doesn't have a face.
The AI was like, the AI was created like 5 minutes ago, and this is the first thing it's heard. It's like, what?
Because isn't it like it's a new AI each time? Like for a new
I don't
person.
know how that works, because I saw,
but it has to build data, so it can't be.
That's what I've heard. I've heard that some are just programmed, and it doesn't like, Like some actually do think, if that makes any sense.
Mm.
And then like they can surf the web and they can think, and they do have a lifespan, like they were born at one point. But some are just like machines and just
I don't like any of this conversation.
yeah, isn't that weird?
That's so. Do you think there's different AI for like different cities? Like, is there like an AI for like
They have like a Boston
Detroit?
accent?
Yeah, there's like a Boston.
I don't think so because if it has access to the internet, it probably has no. Dude, our generation is getting like that. We're getting to the point where like some people that aren't born in or that are born in Boston. I saw a TikTok about this. Some people that are born in Boston spend so much time on the internet that they don't have a Boston accent.
Oh, I wonder if that's
So,
why
like,
we
the
don't
accents-
have Southern accents.
Yeah.
really. I mean, like I know like people from the north, like if they hear me talk, like I have a couple friends that aren't from here, and they're like, I can kind of hear it, but like not like you can hear it with some people.
Yeah.
like it's pretty bad with some
Ain't
people.
not down south like here.
I tell you right here.
Yeah,
I tell you what,
I have none of that, and I grew up around that my
man.
whole life.
I tell you
Man,
what,
I
if
tell you
you
what, boy.
slap a pig back on a raw hog, that's what you do.
That's
right
what,
there.
that's what I'm talking about.
I'll tell you, that thing's slicker than a
Mhm.
pork rib cage on
Mhm.
a fucking mountain.
I have none of that. I have none of that.
Yeah, I don't understand. You know what else is funny is that like when those people talk, they always sound like they're convincing themselves of what they're saying in a weird way. Like they're not saying it to you.
Like they just keep saying it, and like to get it to a better way of what they're saying.
Yeah,
They just keep trying to get there.
it's so weird. It's funny, but it's so weird.
Yeah.
Speaking of things that are so fucking weird,
Yeah, hit me with it.
so
Hit me with it.
You know the network TLC,
Yeah.
or as I like to call it,
Oh, I think I know where you're going with this.
God's Freaks is what TLC. Look, anytime TLC creates a new show, just picture the most horror you
Yeah.
could have
Yeah.
in a person, and TLC goes, "We need 8 seasons of this."
Yeah.
So there's a young lady
Right.
on TLC. Her name is Shauna.
Okay.
Shauna Ray.
Right.
Shauna Ray is 23 years old.
I now don't know where you're going with this, but
It's
I have
really
another
gonna-
thing
It's
after
really
this.
going to upset you.
Okay.
Shauna Ray is 23 years old.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
She had brain cancer when she was 8. Gasp. She had surgery. They cut it out. But when they cut it out, it deactivated, I think it's called your pineal gland. And it's what tells your body to keep aging. So Shauna, hang on.
What's up?
There's like a thing in your head that
I don't
does
think
it.
that's all it does.
I'm sure it does something else, but that's the reason.
Okay.
Okay, all this to
Okay.
say, she's 23 here. She is stuck in her 8-year-old body. She's like 3'8".
Oh, you're saying like it doesn't give the body like not like the first thing I thought of was now she's immortal.
No.
You said that like
I was trying
she's
to-
now God.
I was trying to dumb it down because let's face it, the idiots on the
Yeah.
other side of this camera are
well,
not-
like we can barely even explain it. So,
exactly.
so okay, you're saying that she like her body doesn't know what puberty is anymore.
No, she's 8
Okay.
perpetually.
Wow.
And the show is about her dating.
What?
Now, here's the problem that I have.
There's no way.
That I have immediately.
What's the name of the show?
I don't even know. I think it's called 8-year-old something. Like, I don't know. But listen, here's my problem.
There's a lot of problems.
There's a lot of problems, but my main one is that if you date her, I'm immediately a little suspicious of you.
How is this allowed on television?
Dude, I don't know.
That's so.
But also,
Wait, hold on. Is this not like? Is it just? Wait, are they just run by pedophiles? It's like, oh, we finally have an excuse to make a dating show about an 8-year-old.
Yeah, I think.
What?
Let me look. You're gonna lose it.
This is even better because I have another show from TLC that I just saw a bunch of stuff on. I thought this is where you were going, but I'll tell you about it as soon as we're done with this.
So
TLC is wild, dude. TLC is wild.
this
Do you know what TLC stands for, Jake? This makes it even fucking worse. Do you know what it stands for?
tender love and care.
The Learning Channel.
Nope.
No.
Hey, guess what? No. So this picture is insane, dude.
Okay. So she's just like a 9-year-old.
This is Shauna and her boyfriend.
No. I don't know if I want to see this, man. This is awful. There's no way. Okay, I'm not kidding. This makes me extremely
Uncomfortable.
oh my God. That's like a child.
Every day we stray further from the love of Christ.
How does he even feel comfortable
Dude.
oh my God. My
So-
skin is
so-
crawling.
His name is Dan. He's an
Oh my God, I didn't know it was going to be that bad.
He's an Australian firefighter.
Oh, this is so bad. Dude, okay. I don't even want to put a picture for the YouTube video because I just want you to look it up on your own. That's so bad.
And
Oh my God, that's so bad.
I personally, with the Oscars coming up and all the awards flying, would like to present Dan with this award. Can you edit like a trophy right here? Would like to present Dan with this award for the craftiest pedophile on earth.
We have to cut this out.
Imagine you're a pedophile and you're like, dang, she's hot. And then some TV producer is like, she's actually 23. And you go, what?
Okay.
Let's be clear. That guy's a pedophile, right?
Okay, so I'm having a couple problems right now.
But here's the other
I feel bad for her.
Does she just die alone?
Yeah.
What happens?
I understand. It might sound like we're being insensitive to her. How are you she has to date somebody. I get that. I get it.
Right.
I get it. I
Right.
totally understand the
Yeah.
predicament she's in.
Yeah.
He's looking at an 8-year-old.
Yeah.
What the fuck? This is so hard.
And I would like to say, I'm not the kind of person who just brings up problems and doesn't also offer a solution.
Oh, God damn it. God fucking damn it.
So, my proposal / solution, I'll write a paper, I'll do a presentation PowerPoint on it if you guys want me to later. I say, have we not heard of Hezbollah?
Oh.
Where's Hasby when you need him?
Just marriage.
They go together.
You know what's weird? I feel like I don't know how she thinks. Dude, that's another thing.
Okay, that's the thing. If you watch the show, she's like, I'm not going to say hypersexual, but she's like, I mean, she's a 23-year-old girl.
Yeah. I can't even. This is so bad. This is so bad. I'm so uncomfortable.
They put her in the weirdest situations.
Okay, yeah.
They're never like, hey, let's go to Target. Where no one would really be like, ma'am, how old are you? No one's really going to do that. They go to a bar, a sex shop. All this to say,
Wait,
TLC.
so I'm so confused. How is this allowed on television?
I don't know, man.
I get it. I get that she can be like, well, I'm 23. I get that. To
Right,
everyone else
right. I
on the planet,
I get it.
you're
I
8
get
years
it.
old.
You're a child.
I know you're not, but visually to all these pedophile weirdos, you're 8. This is, I don't understand this. I don't understand this. There's people that have gone to jail for having child porn, right?
Yeah.
This is being broadcasted to television, and pedophiles are watching this this is my show.
Yeah. Literally.
Oh, that's so weird.
And
that's
Dan
I'm
is like,
so uncomfortable.
and Dan is like king pedophile.
Oh my God, that's so awful. Not awful. Again, I don't want to be insensitive to her. I don't know how that works. That's just
right off the bat, you're immediately like,
hey, you know what? I got that same reaction.
So, I just want one last thing.
Oh, you have one last thing.
So here's my thought.
Okay. Okay.
At the end of the season, you know,
Right.
you know how TV shows like to do big twists.
Oh God.
At the end of the season, they go, Dan, she actually is 8 years old. You're a pedophile. and then Chris Hansen walks out.
That'd be so fucking good.
Chris Hansen walks out with his notebook.
It's like the longest set of Catching a Pedophile ever.
It's a full season of To Catch a Predator. And he comes out and he's like, Dan. You know how we would always talk real sing-songy back and forth?
Yeah.
He'd be like, what are you doing here tonight, Dan? He'd be like,
What have you been doing here for 2 months?
and Dan's like, it was a show. I thought it, Dan,
You really believe that?
Dan, look at her. Come on, Dan. But my problem with Chris Hansen always was that he had like a transcript.
Yeah.
Of like all the, and the guy was like, I thought we were just going to hang out and be friends. He goes, friends? And I need that to be, like, that's the big reveal. It's like,
Dude, that's so. That situation.
I feel so bad
okay,
for her
okay,
too. Like,
I feel
genuinely.
bad for her, but this situation is just uncomfortable in general. I'm just can't get over the fact that it's televised.
Yeah.
Like I get that that's an uncomfortable situation.
This kind of thing should be put in a bunker somewhere.
Yeah. Like I feel like there might be like a news story on it.
Right.
Not. That's weird.
Right. And it's also not like this is a thing that, like, she's a child. She's physically a child.
Yeah.
And it's not like this is something that happens all the time.
Yeah.
People affected by dwarfism. There are people who are born that way every single day.
Yeah.
She's like a 1 in a quadrillion case.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's kind of odd that people are like, oh, we got to make a show about this. That's weird.
I think that it's worse that people are like, dude, you should go watch go read the comments for it. Like, people are like, I love Shauna and her family. She's just such a sweet little girl who's persevered through all her adversity in life. So, literally, the show could be called, I don't even know. Like, so it would be horrible.
It would be I don't understand. I don't understand how it's televised.
Yeah, I don't get it. It seems a little wrong. So, what's your TLC show?
Oh, my TLC show is called
Watch TLC sue us.
MILF Manor.
Who the fuck is over at TLC
I
right
saw some YouTuber react to this. I forget who it was. And I thought it was a joke. Like, I thought there was no way this was on TLC. Do you know the full premise of the show?
So, is it a hot mom
Mm-hmm.
or a medium attractive mom?
Yeah.
And her son
Mm-hmm.
go to a big house and they share a room with like 2 separate beds
Mm-hmm.
and they all fuck?
So the moms go there not knowing that their sons are even involved in the show. And the moms they know it's called MILF Manor.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
get to the show and they get to the set
Yeah, they do.
and they're like, here, meet all the guys, all the young guys, because y'all are MILFs. Opens up the doors and some of them are like, one of those is my child. It is the most uncomfortable thing on the planet. Because like in your show where it's like, oh, this is an uncomfortable situation. I hope they don't make it more uncomfortable. Well, hang on tight.
Every day we stray further from the love of God.
So one of the things is they say, write one of your biggest sexual regrets of your life and write it on a note
Braden.
and put it on a wall and they all have to go up to it and guess which one is their son's or their mom's.
What are we doing?
Jake.
This country is done.
Jake.
We're done.
So they're all up there, right? One's I had sex on a public beach. One's I had sex with your best friend. One's I had sex with a random person at a restaurant. And they all have to guess. When the mom tells the son, and then they all for some reason, I don't know how this couldn't be a private thing, they all get together in a living room, all of them, and tell each other which ones were their secrets. Jake, the mom looks at the son and goes, Mine was the one where I slept with your best friend. And the kid goes, and just stares off into space. And he's just like, and like gets choked up, like almost crying. And everybody's like, and he's just like scarred. And he's like genuinely like choked up talking to her. He's like, why did you do that, Mom? And everybody's like, you got him. And he's just like,
I'm sorry, did Young Gravy write this show? Like, what's going on?
I don't know. Like, how are they, what's going on over there?
It's just such garbage. This is, you know what's funny? Is that TV right now and like all the things that are coming out, like the thing that I sent you the other day of this movie with Jonah Hill and Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
And the whole bit, like 8 minutes of the movie, is them in the car listening to In Words in Paris.
Right.
And Jonah Hill's like, I think it's it. And Eddie Murphy's like, what's the name of this song? And Jonah Hill's like, I think it's Homies in Paris. Is it Friends in Paris? And Eddie Murphy's like, your friends? He goes, no, you're like your friends. And I'm like, ha.
Yeah.
You know that Eddie Murphy's sitting in that car wanting to blow his brains out.
Yeah.
One of the funniest men to ever really exist.
Right.
Eddie Murphy is hilarious.
Right.
And they have him sitting in the car.
I'm not going to lie.
And so is Jonah Hill.
Who wrote? I thought Jonah Hill had part writing
massively talented. Jonah's massively talented.
Yeah.
And there's
I saw that clip, and I'm not kidding. I was like, number one, I'm never watching the show. Number two, is this humor that I just like that like the world never graduated from? You know what I'm saying?
I don't understand.
Like, are we not past those like weird, funny, like not even funny, those weird, just like corny jokes?
Yeah.
Are we not past that? I thought we're on to like the weird, like dark humor. Like we're on to like not even that, just like weirder humor because we're bored of the corny stuff. Like that's the stuff I would expect to see in like a knock knock joke book. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't.
What?
And you know what else it is the other problem? It's so safe. It's so safe because they're like making a joke about it that it's like, oh, ha, ha. And you know what's funny, too, is that, like, in the real world, if a white guy says the N-word, I'm not defending this, but if a white dude says the N-word, the internet tears him apart for it.
Right.
And then they get in this show, and then they're like, ha, he can't say it. Ha. Where's the joke? Like, what's the...
Yeah, there's funnier jokes about that song on TikTok and Instagram.
Literally,
I've seen jokes like that be made. You can do that joke, but that's like the corniest delivery ever.
Like, if you wanted to do that joke about him saying the N-word, they could have brought up something funny. This is funny. This would have been better in the moment I'm thinking about this. But they could have, like, since they're on the radio, on Spotify or whatever, blah, 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 they could have seen, this might be a little, I don't know if they could do this because, like, him, I don't know. But, like, if they saw, like, a Joe Rogan thing, and then he was like, you like Joe? It was like, yeah, I love Joe. I love listening to him talk. It's like, yeah, he's like, he says some crazy shit. He's like, yeah, I love it. And then he's like, dude, I love everything he says about, and then Eddie Murphy goes, you like everything he says?
Yeah.
And then Jonah Hill's just like, not it. Like not everything,
Yeah.
like the aliens, you know, like weed.
What do you not like?
weed and aliens, like when the
Yeah, but what specifically?
I mean, you know, when he
what word specifically do you not like that he says?
can I get out of the car now? Like, and that's and cut scene. It's funnier than you having an 8-minute bit while that song plays in the background.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? And then also, there's this scene in the show where they go to a barber shop, and the barber tells Jonah, he's like, yeah, you sit down over there with your pigment challenged friend.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like, and again, I know how you're coming across. This might come across as us saying that like we're pissed off that like people make like racist jokes. That's not what like. I think jokes like that are funny. It is the most overtroped bit for a white guy to not be in a black barbershop. That is the most like
and also
old joke on the planet.
Also, it doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, for real.
Barbershops are full to the brim of white dudes.
Yeah. To the point where it's almost kind of weird. Like, you know, it's to the point where like white dudes are like, will only want to get their hair cut by a black dude.
Like if you or I go to a barbershop,
right,
it's kind of fine because like we have very like I have like tight ringlet curl hair. You have like a little bit looser curls.
Yeah.
But like, I'm sorry, Grayson has no need to walk into a barbershop.
Yeah.
Luke has no need to walk into a barbershop.
Yeah, like people that don't need a fade or I guess don't. Not even that. I'm not even talking about like the type of haircut. I'm just saying like it's just not. That's just not a joke anymore.
No, it's not.
Like no one makes those jokes anymore.
That hasn't been a joke since like Macklemore.
If you go on TikTok or Instagram right now and look up like haircut or barbershop or whatever, some of the barbers will be white.
Yeah.
The barbers will be white. The barbers will be Mexican. The barbers will be whatever, and they're cutting like mostly black dudes' hair, mostly mixed dudes' hair, mostly like that's not a thing anymore. It's not a joke. Is this hold on. Is this like a movie that's pitched for like old humor? Like what is this?
Probably.
I genuinely think.
I wonder if it's set in like 2001.
Yeah.
That would explain
a lot. Yeah.
That would explain all of it. I would be like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
We're good now.
It's like very 2000s, 2010s humor.
Yeah. It's just not funny.
It's not. I feel like there's a big disconnection from like movies and cinema and comedy and TikTok and Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I don't know if it's just the speed of like consuming media, but dude, the trends and the comedy of TikTok and Instagram changes like every week.
Yeah. Like big time.
Like evolves every week. The trends, the
algorithm changes.
Yeah, the words used, just everything. And dude, I'm telling you, the movie industry doesn't keep up at all. They come out with something and you're like, dude, that's like.
Well, also by the time it's shot, by the time the script's written,
it's already old. It's already old.
You're just like, okay.
Like this would have been great if you came out with it when you exactly when you wrote it.
That's why, like, some of the only movies now that you can go watch and that will like hold up and stuff like that, they have to be set in a different time period, completely different time period.
Yeah, you're so right.
That's like the only ones that'll. You couldn't make a movie right now about like
unless it has
anything.
Yeah,
really. Like anything like that. Like
because it would seem corny.
Yeah, I'm thinking about this movie right now. I don't know what it's called, but I'm thinking about this movie set way in the future, and it's almost back to being like kind of haha again.
Okay,
because like I don't know, but it just isn't. It just isn't. I don't know. I just don't like easy jokes. Like I just don't like jokes that are like easy.
That seem like it's written out of a book or something.
Yeah, it also sounds like a dude who was like 45 wrote it.
Yeah,
like, I'm just not.
Yeah, it'd be funny if they were talking in the car arguing over if he's gonna say it or not.
White guys can't say the word. What is we not saying about that?
You're like, what? What?
It's not funny.
Who? The fact that Jonah Hill and Eddie Murphy delivered the scene and didn't
that
say
didn't-
anything.
It's insane that in the middle of it, Eddie Murphy didn't go,
All right,
hey, excuse me,
what the fuck
this
are we
isn't
doing?
funny.
Yeah, that's wild.
Like, I always think of the clip from Beverly Hills Cop, where have you ever seen Beverly Hills Cop?
Mm-mm.
There's a scene where he's standing at a hotel counter, and they're like, "Oh, sir, I'm sorry, we don't have any rooms available." And he's like, he lies to him and says that he's a puff piece editor, and he's coming to write a story on Michael Jackson,
Right.
who's going to be performing in that city later that night. And he goes, I might as well change the name of the article to Michael Jackson can moonwalk across the stage at the Staples Center just so long as a black man doesn't stand in the lobby of the Beverly Hills Hotel. Because like he's trying to like burn him to like get him to do it. And they're like, I think we'll find a room for you. And he's like, I'm sorry, I have jet lag. And like it's like funny.
Yeah.
Because like it's so rapid fire. And I just don't see that dude. They must have just paid him out the ass.
Yeah.
To where, actually, you know what's sad? I bet a lot of comedians now, when they're asked to do movies like that or when they're put in a movie like that, they just sit back and they're like, there's not even a point with me arguing. Because what I would suggest, they would be like, Eddie, we like that, but
we can't.
We're afraid that it would get taken the wrong way. So he's probably just learned to be like, all right. And just sit back and be like, this is bullshit.
And just get paid.
Yeah, and just get his money.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw some things to that movie. I wasn't really impressed.
I'm also just tired of them rebooting shit and redoing stuff. Like, I don't know if you ever watched That 70s Show. They've now redone it into That 90s Show. Way to go, guys. Real creative.
Really?
Yeah. It's set in the 90s.
Why do we keep redoing
and
stuff?
it's their kids. Like, the original cast makes appearances.
I'm not kidding. When is the last time you saw an original, like a ground up original just thing that was good? The last one, and I will say that this was kind of a kitschy one. I will say this.
Probably the Batman. It was a cinematic masterpiece.
No, I remember watching, and I remember watching it, and me and my girlfriend loved it. Was La La Land.
Yeah, La La Land was good.
But that also was during that era of like, for some reason, musicals came back for like for like 2 years. People were just like, pump out the musical movies.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I was gonna say the last time I remember going to watch something, and like I didn't have any inclination as to what was going on, what was happening the entire time, was when we went and saw that movie Upgrade. Do you remember that, where the guy had like the computer and he could fight?
Yeah.
That was like something that I was like, wow, did y'all just like create this?
Yeah, like
y'all just made this out of nothing?
Yeah. It's either everything's a book, everything has been a book, which I get it, but I'm tired of it because everything's a book. I'm tired of hearing, oh, well, you should have read the book. I'm sick of that. Just make a movie. Just make a movie.
I mean, I love reading, so I'll always read the book. But like, I'm not one of those people that will sit there and be like, "Oh, well, you have to read the book."
No, I just wish I would go to somewhere, and when I witness it, I realize I'm witnessing it, and that's its own thing. Like, it seems original.
I don't know if that'll ever happen. I don't think there are any original ideas anymore.
Magnificent Seven was cool.
That was a remake.
But that was a remake. Yeah. God. And then just recently, I saw that movie with Dave Bautista. That's
the horror one.
Yeah, it's like the Knock at the Cabin or something.
Yeah,
based on a book.
That looks kind of interesting, but also
it's based on a book.
Even if it's based on a book, what is this whole like thing where it's like, oh, one of you has to sacrifice yourselves to save the end of the world? Motherfucker, is AI writing this?
Yeah.
Like, are you like? I literally just feel like somebody's going, hey, what's something stereotypical? Like, I'm not kidding. There will be a movie that comes out in the next couple years. It's going to be like, would you rather lose your arm from the elbow down or your leg from the knee down? And that'll be the whole thing.
The whole premise.
The whole premise of it will be that. And people will be like, hey, we've been having this conversation since middle school.
I will say, even, and this is, the fact that it elicited this response from me, I'm actually gonna say it's a good movie. Midsommar genuinely made
it's original.
it was horror. Like if you want to say it's horror,
It's original.
I mean it made me want to crawl out of my body.
Yeah, it was originally
And
hell.
it was all in daylight, which was really cool.
Yeah.
That was hell.
It was originally the worst thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
like in a
Yeah.
weird, yeah.
Other than those couple things, I don't really remember.
I wanted to say the Banshees of Inisherin, but
What's that?
it's the Irish movie that I told you about.
Has it come out?
I think it's based on a book.
Has it come out?
Yeah, I think it's based on a book.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's really good. You know what else I just realized?
Oh wait, Bullet Train was good.
It's based on a book.
What the fuck?
Yep.
So are we just not writing anything anymore?
I don't know. I think that they just read something and they're like, this would look good on a screen. And then they're like, well, maybe we're right, maybe we're wrong. Who fucking knows?
Was it Star Wars not based on a book?
Star Wars is based on George Lucas.
Okay.
Out of his mind. There is
I
books.
just need.
There are
I need
books
something.
behind them that were written by him
Yeah.
that expand the lore of it.
Yeah.
But the Star Wars universe was created by George Lucas. It's pretty impressive.
Well, one thing that
And
recently.
for all those people listening right now that are like, what about Avatar? Put a bullet in your fucking head, okay?
Yeah.
Jesus.
We could go on about Avatar for a while, but I mean,
Also-
the only thing that I'll really say about it, for me, personally, from me, is the reason it got the initial hype was because 3D was invented. I'm pretty sure this is right. I might be wrong. Call me out if I'm wrong.
No, you're right. We just looked this up.
Avatar was released, and then about, I think, a month or two after its release, and it was out of theaters, 3D got released, and it was like the good 3D, not the red and blue, and they re-released it. It was one of the front runners of like 3D. So you're like, go see this in 3D. This is the movie to see in 3D. So everybody thought the visuals were even more insane because it was 3D. And I don't really.
Look, visually, it is stunning.
Great.
It's crazy to look at. You're
Okay.
like, what the fuck?
I will say it's visually stunning when it came out in 2008 because
Yeah.
I watched a little bit of the new one. I didn't fully watch the whole thing.
Hasn't CGI also kind of peaked? Like
That's what I think we've talked about that. We've talked about that before. I just didn't really see an improvement. I was just like, yeah, it just looks like the old one. It does look a little bit clearer, but it's not. It didn't have the same groundbreaking effect as to when it came out in 2008.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Avatar, no. Okay, I
know,
was gonna say one thing recently that did seem original, but it was also like taking some like old, I don't know, old stuff was just so out of left field. Lil Yachty's album.
Oh, I thought you were about to say the Puss in Boots movie because
I didn't hear about
was
that. I didn't hear
so
about that.
good.
I heard that Puss in Boots was so. Did you hear that they like
It was so
randomly
good.
spent so much time on it,
Yeah.
and then like created a new type of animation that's going to be used more?
It's so
They
good.
also did you see that there's scenes that are based off of like legendary anime scenes,
Yeah.
and they paid homage to like anime people.
Do you know that there's a fight scene in it between Puss and the
wolf?
The wolf thing where he does the Winter Soldier knife
Yeah,
thing?
yeah.
That's fucking
Like what? What? So this is all we have now. All we have is Puss in Boots and pedophiles.
Yeah, Puss in Boots. That's the name of the episode. Puss in Boots and pedophiles. Like, I'm not, like, I just don't. Like,
Why is that? That's what I'm saying.
Also, why is it that every now and then an animated movie has the coldest villain you've
of all
ever
time.
fucking seen?
Of all time.
I'm going to say right up there at the very top, like the very, very top, is Tai Lung from Kung Fu Panda.
As the coldest?
One of them. He's dude.
I'm not going to lie. All of the Kung Fu, well, the first two, the third one was decent. He was good. The second one was also cold.
The peacock.
Yeah, because he like killed his parents or something.
And like also his tail had like metal feathers in it that he could throw.
And he was a very good villain.
Fucking tight.
Who was also a good villain?
I mean, dude, there's a lot of there's every now and then they'll make an animated villain that's just like,
God, it's just like,
yeah.
It's like, why? That's the thing. Are movies getting this bad where we're like, man, that Puss in Boots movie?
Yeah.
Like, is that what we're getting to?
Also, the animation reminds me of Into the Spider-Verse. That's what it looks like. It looks drawn.
Well, the thing is people are realizing that when you're doing animated, do you understand how much time that saves them? You're doing it. You're drawing half the material.
Yeah.
If not, I think there's a chance it might be like a quarter. I think it's half because it's like a certain frame rate.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. That movie was great. But no, I was talking about Lil Yachty's album.
Yeah.
Dude, out of left field.
Yeah, like
out of left field. I knew that he was like producing more, and he's trying to be more like Pharrell Williams in the sense that he wants to be a more well-versed artist. He came out and said like, hey guys, I mean, I know that like I'm known to be a mumble rapper. He's like, I wanted to be taken seriously as an artist. And I didn't want to be known as a SoundCloud rapper, a mumble rapper. And it was so cool to see somebody from my like the generation I grew up with. Like hearing, do you remember like the Sprite commercial that was like cold like Minnesota?
Yeah.
Okay, that was his thing, and forever I thought that he was just gonna be that and then done.
Yeah,
because there was nothing else that really came out that he was good at, and then he just drops this like rock psychedelic album.
Yeah,
that I'm sorry, it reminds me, even though it's not. I'm not gonna say it's close, but the way that it has some of these tracks that aren't like, you don't just go to one of his songs and play it just to casually play it. You have to listen through the album. The albums that remind me of that are The Dark Side of the Moon. Like there's some songs on Dark Side of the Moon that you don't just listen to casually.
I would say that the album is an experience.
Yeah.
It's like a ride.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Get all the way through.
They don't make albums like that anymore.
No.
Nobody does that anymore.
And I mean, I know there are some people out there right now that are listening. They're like, "Shut up, you're dead inside."
You didn't say anything. What are they saying?
They're just saying dumb shit. Somebody's always going to complain about something.
Yeah,
so shut up.
Right.
But the GIF I sent you of the black dude in the suit with the trumpet and the waves are coming off of him.
Yeah,
that's how I felt the whole time I was listening to it. And then just like randomly at the end of one song, it'll literally, it just does like a Bob Ross outtake.
Yeah.
And he's like, "This is your world." And you know what? Sometimes you spend all day thinking about something and you could have been painting. And that's how the song ends.
Yeah.
I was like,
and he said, and then he says, "Let it happen."
Yeah.
And then the next song goes. And then like just beautiful, you can tell that he spent so much time on it. There's just like moments where you're like, what is this? And it's a banger.
It's a really good, like it's genuinely, it's like what I wanted post/album to be.
Yeah. I'm going to be very honest.
There was so much hype around post/album.
Mm-hmm.
And then it came out and I was like,
because Post has more potential to make that album.
That kind of stuff. Yeah.
That's why it was so odd for Lil Yachty. And I'm not saying this. Post Malone has like rock and country and like is able to do other kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't know Lil Yachty had that in him.
Yeah, I didn't.
Like I expect that from Post Malone. I didn't expect that at all from Lil Yachty. This is the kid that made made the song "I Took the Walk."
Like literally, I hear that, and then my brain immediately goes, "I spy with my little eye." Like,
yeah,
that's what I hear.
Yeah,
immediately, and I'm like, that's not the same guy, right? Like the album sound. Somebody pointed this out on Twitter. They're like, it was like Lil Yachty been hanging out with Tyler the Creator too much. Like this almost seems like something he would do, in like that weird artistic-y, like.
I mean, I get what you're.
Thing, but that's the other thing. I don't know if Tyler the Creator could have done something like this.
Tyler the Creator, I think the difference between here is Lil Yachty knew that this was a different album. So the thing that a lot of people compare it to is, I don't know if you know this, but you probably don't, because Kid Cudi failed at this. So Kid Cudi did this exact same thing. He did like hip hop music, and then randomly out of nowhere did like an alternative, almost country, fully acoustic. Like all of it was like acoustic guitar, and people were like, "What?" And it wasn't good. Like I'm sorry,
That's weird.
it wasn't good. He then did it again, and did like and this was more rock, and he tried to make it. This one seemed like it was almost a direct ripoff of The Dark Side of the Moon, and it was again not good. So people are comparing to that, but Lil Yachty did it successfully.
What's a Kid Cudi song I would know? I'm really bad with rap.
Man on the Moon, his whole first two albums, Cudi Zone. Hold on, I can pull up one real quick if you stall for me for half a second.
Guys, this album, Jesus Christ, this podcast is brought to you by Squarespace. Are you a young creator or somebody in the industry trying to put yourself? Thank you. What the fuck is this?
Kid Cudi's got some bangers.
Oh, I know the song. Okay, yeah, I remember this.
Okay. He's definitely cemented like a sound. He's kind of like the front runner for this kind of being able to just switch genres. But I don't know. I think it was just refreshing just to hear somebody make something that you could tell put time into. It was just, and it also gave me hope for our generation. I was like,
Lil Yachty's leading the charge. Honestly, all we have anymore is Lil Yachty and Puss in Boots. That's the only
That's all
thing.
we got.
That's the only thing we have. But I think that here in the near future, we may have a little something more to look forward to.
Oh no.
One of the homies, the gentleman, Mr. James Gunn,
Yes.
came forward today and said that he kind of released like a little bit of a lineup for the DC universe.
And a very good, just detailed explanation.
Yeah, very good,
nice.
detailed explanation. And I think the funniest thing is that I still see people all over the internet like hating all over it. It's got to be the funniest thing I've ever seen, because like I saw a picture that, do you remember when Marvel did that thing where they had all of their actors like on these different levels of risers?
Yeah.
And they took pictures?
Yeah.
So the DC universe did that with like all of their actors at one point. And somebody posted a picture of that and it was like, oh, give it 5 years and they'll realize that we'll never get this back. I just commented under it and I put, in the middle of the movies coming out, half these actors were played by different people.
Wait. Get what back?
Those actors, those people, that universe, the universe that doesn't exist and isn't cohesive and doesn't line up.
Hold on. The universe of like 4 movies?
Yeah.
You're talking about Wonder Woman 2, which was dog shit.
Garbage. Man of Steel, Batman vs. Superman, Justice League.
That wasn't
a universe. No, it was they're idiots. They don't know what they're talking about. But he said that that they were going to do Superman Legacy. Super excited about that.
What is you know more about DC Comics?
Superman,
what is Legacy?
Superman Legacy is the most. Have you ever seen that picture of Superman where he's standing like this and his cape is flowing behind him and you see the golden Daily Planet thing in the background? And it's bright as fuck. Like his suit is baby blue. His hair is the crispest of curl.
I might know what you're talking about.
I'm going to show you the picture.
Okay.
Just stall.
I got you.
Stall for a second.
This episode.
I can't wait till you learn how to speak English. It's going to be really. I actually can't wait.
This episode is brought to you by Athletic Greens. Athletic Greens has a lot of good stuff in it. Buy it. Use promo code Chateau. Awesome. That's I would love if we actually end up getting sponsored
by them one day, and we're
No,
like,
and you do ads like really well, and those are my ads. Mine's just buy it. It's good.
hey, fuckers, we know you don't have anything better to do.
Buy it.
God, why can I not find
Sponsored by me.
This is Superman Legacy.
Oh, that's a classic.
The
Superman
most
picture.
classic you can ever get.
Okay, awesome. I heard that they're doing. I didn't really like this. I'm gonna be honest. I know it's gonna be a cool story and it hasn't been done before. So that part that it hasn't been done before, I'm excited about. Damian Wayne. They're doing Batman.
Brave and the Bold.
The reason I don't like it is, doesn't that mean you don't get Jason Todd or Nightwing?
No. You still. I think
they're just already going to be established. That's what I don't like about it. Is that
Yeah,
means you
I mean,
don't get the Red Hood story.
I'm not.
You don't get.
Actually, you could still get the Red Hood story. You could still get the Red
How?
Hood story. It would be played later, but you could do it.
I'm just saying
wouldn't-
it would. It's going to be odd to see, because I mean, in my point of view, I think that they're going to try to do Damian Wade as make it seem like he's the first Robin.
I don't think they'll do that.
You think they'll have him old?
I think they'll understand that there have been others, and then I saw this on Twitter. It actually sounded really cool. Was that they'll start out with Batman, the Brave and the Bold, and it'll be him and Damian, and then as time progresses, we'll get origin story movies where it's a different Robin or a different something
Interesting.
else.
But you think Damian's just going to be the oldest out of all of them? It's gonna
What
be
do you
kinda
mean
odd.
oldest?
Like I thought like when Damian Wade got introduced in the comics, like all the other Robins were already like their own thing, and he was just
Oh yeah, they are.
the youngest. That's what I was saying. Is I just feel like you're not gonna get like the night. I don't know. Maybe you will. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, here's the cool thing. I care more about Nightwing than I do Dick Grayson's Robin.
That's what I'm saying. And in them introducing that, I'm like, does that mean we're not even gonna get this other stuff? I don't know.
I mean, every Robin is just kind of Robin. Like, they all have
That's
their
true.
different aspects of the character.
Well, that's what I was saying. Not really, because Dick Grayson's the only one that's like very different. He's like born from an assassin, and he's like an evil
mean
little
Damien?
Robin. Yeah.
Yeah.
What I say?
You said Dick. But, I mean, I don't know. I did think it was kind of weird that James Gunn said that Damian was his favorite Robin.
Yeah, because it's a very
I mean, everybody
Yeah.
has their take on it. I know people that say Tim Drake is the best Robin,
Yeah.
which is insane.
yeah.
But I mean, you can definitely say that. I think
Yeah.
it's very clear to everyone that the best Robin was Dick Grayson.
Just because he was the longest one, right?
He was the longest. Actually, Tim Drake was.
I was
the
about to say,
longest
yeah.
one.
And Tim Drake becomes Red Robin.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Jason becomes Red Hood, and then blah blah blah. Blah.
Yeah.
But honestly, I would love it to I'm fine with him getting the ball rolling with Damian so that we can get some Bat Family shit. That's what I'm ready for.
Yeah. I'm down for that. I was just worried that they were gonna.
Hey, guess what? So long as in the movie Batman doesn't pull out a gun, I'm actually okay with whatever the fuck you do.
As long as Batman isn't looking at somebody and talking and goes, "Yeah, I think we should." Oh my gosh, gunfire!
Yeah, so long as bullets don't just bounce off his skull, I'm actually okay with however the fuck you want to do Robin. Believe it or not, I'm actually super okay with it.
I am the shadows.
Clone, clone, clone. Santa Claus is more stealthy than that motherfucker. Jesus.
Yeah.
So I'm actually okay with however you want to do Batman, just so long at some point he doesn't have a parademons rifle shooting them out of the fucking sky. I'm actually kind of okay with however you want to do Robin.
Yeah.
For the love of God. But
No, I agree with you. I think that they just need to get the ball rolling with their universe in general.
yeah. And the thing that I'm the most hyped for is the Green Lantern show that they're going to do.
I heard about that. And they're talking about Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart. Yeah. That's going to be cool. That's going to be really cool.
I just love Green Lantern. I don't know what it is about Green Lantern. I have always been drawn.
Always.
I don't know what I think it's that, like, I love that
That he's gay?
wait. Hang on. That was a couple comics, okay?
Okay. Right.
No, I think that I've
The
always
first ones you
been,
read, right?
There's others where he's not gay.
You read the only 3 where he is gay.
Over and over.
I'm just messing
The pages
with
were
you. Go
stuck
ahead.
together.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
But no, I've always thought like Green Lantern was just the coolest because essentially his power is that he's creative. Like he has a good imagination.
Yeah. No, yeah, literally.
And it's whatever you have the willpower to think of in your head, you can be like, yeah, and then you just make it.
Yeah.
Like, that's such a cool fucking
that
power.
is really cool.
And I'm really interested to see. I loved how he said it. He said that it would be like did you hear him say that it would be like True Detective?
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
That's
a big promise.
So it's essentially going to be a buddy cop movie, but like with serious tones
and Green Lanterns,
and they're great. I'm so for
yeah.
that. I'm so.
That
for
sounds
that.
dope.
I'm so for that. Also, somebody said that what's his face, the dude that's in everything right now, Jonathan Majors, who's Kang, and
yeah.
They said that he would maybe be Jon Stewart.
That'd be
I'm
cool.
totally fine with that.
That'd be cool.
And then they said that the dude who was the kid from Top Gun, Miles Teller. Miles Teller would be Hal Jordan. Here's the only problem, and I'm not meaning this in a rude way. He's kind of not pretty enough to play Hal Jordan.
I don't understand. He's good to be like a military person. I don't want to say.
Which I mean, Hal Jordan was an Air Force pilot, but like his whole thing is that he was like hot shot. Like
yeah, he does not. Do you know what he'd be better? The guy from You. He's a little too romancy, but I'm just saying he'd be better than that guy. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Penn Badgley?
Yeah.
I don't think so. He's too like rail thin. Like he's very
he would have to put some meat on his bones.
Yeah. I'm
just saying the hair and the jaw and everything.
Young Tom Cruise would be a great Green Lantern. I could totally see that.
I think he's too small. When I think of Green Lantern, I think of somebody that's like 6'4".
How tall is Tom Cruise? Is he short?
Did you say Tom Cruise?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I for some reason just thought of Tom Holland. Sorry. I don't know why you said that. I was like, what?
Have you seen where people are doing that thing where they'll be like, and playing Rosa Parks is Tom Holland. And it's like they just cast Tom Holland in every character in the movie.
Yeah.
I'm like, that sounds about right.
I'm really excited for this new DC thing.
And they're going to do Booster Gold.
Dude, they're doing a lot of odd.
Booster Gold. Do you know who Booster Gold is?
Yeah, he's the guy that comes from the future and like
he's a dork.
Yeah,
he's a loser.
What's the Marvel equivalent? Like Star Fox almost. But
Star
weirder.
Fox is still like
he has reason to be weird.
Yeah, like Booster Gold is the guy that would like show up and be like, "Hey, ladies, how we doing?" Like he's that kind of guy, and like he thinks he's really slick. I will tell you, the other guy from Top Gun would be a perfect Booster Gold.
What other guy?
I think his name is Glenn Powell. He's the one that we said would be a good Cyclops.
Oh yeah.
He'd be such a good Booster Gold.
That would be good.
He looks just like him.
I saw the other. Do you see the other team movies that they were pitching? I've never even heard of some of those.
I have a very base knowledge of like some of them, and I mean, look. Here's the thing.
I'm just happy
James Gunn knows how to do a quirky team up movie.
He does.
Make as many of them as you fucking want, man.
Yeah.
I'll go see every single one.
Every single one.
Yeah.
Ever since Guardians 1, I will see whatever he puts together in a team up movie.
Yeah.
I mean, he proved it again with Suicide Squad. Took a team that we all hated.
Yeah.
Dude, we hated that first movie.
God, that movie was so.
And the second one was so good. And also, how did he pitch it? How did he get Idris Elba and John Cena to be in that movie?
Yeah,
that's wild. But no, I have more faith in their universe now.
I'm ready. I'm ready to see some good DC shit, man.
I'm ready to see some good movies. I'm ready to see some stuff that will keep me living on this earth. I'm ready to feel happiness.
We'll see you next week, guys.
We'll see you in the next one.